takes his time. About to check outside the game. You know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that whole mile on the range. They got a lot of nice girls.
Hey everybody, it's Sunday night. How are we doing out there? We are back 2 weeks to go in our Miata final here, wrapping it up in the States, doing Sebring right here, followed by the famous Daytona International. But for the moment, we're going around this old Air Force base. I love Sebring. Wish I was out there racing, but these guys are the ones out there at the moment. Let's take a quick peek over at the laps these guys have been setting down during practice. We got just about a minute remaining in our penultimate race here. Kenny Teal actually quickest overall with a 2:25.371. Good 3/10 over Kevin here. Maybe a toe involved somewhere in there. Pretty impressive. Good amount of drivers. 23 drivers in the lobby currently. So have a good race coming your way. Nice wide racetrack here. No pit necessary during this race. Kevin coming on and hitting the marks. Anyways, 77 degrees out on track. 7 miles per hour wind out there. 40 minutes, preceded by a 10-minute solo qualifying that we're about to get into right about now. Well, Chad is in the correct class, but I don't remember seeing you before. So, welcome back, Chad. Oh, and Benjamin doing the big oof right at the end of practice there. So we're going to get right into that 10 minutes solo qualifying coming up right now. Let's take a quick peek, actually, over at the driver standings as we are. It's Robbie Campbell up top, 2 points only ahead of Andre Garcia. Let's see, is Andre in the lobby this evening? He is in the lobby this evening. Robbie is also here. Richard Swindell's down with 456 points, just ahead of Kelly Greenhoe, a podium winner last weekend. And both Mr. Swindells and Mr. Greenhoe on track today, but Kelly going to start from the back of the stack after finishing up there last week. Forget who the third podium winner was. A whole bunch of people we haven't seen in quite some time. We have a lot of people in this class. It just keeps on going. A whole bunch of folks who have 0 points, like Daniel Towell, Nicholas Love. Very strange indeed. So screw this. Riding along with Richard Swindells. This 2.5-minute lap out here. So we're gonna have time for 1 out lap and 2 hot laps. I think. What were they setting? 225s. So maybe if they got out of the pits immediately, they might be able to set 3 laps. We shall see. Kevin's coming around the corner now, and now hits the line at 236. So he may be able to squeeze a few extra laps in there if it all goes to plan. Unsurprisingly, a purple sector, as he's usually out of the pits early. Purple sector is not his any longer. We have Michael Johnson, who's joined us again. He's driving that old Miata. It's Craig Ream with the fastest sector 1, 16.5 it is. Just might have faded and off track there. Hard to tell. He got the turn in wrong for that corner and it messed him up. Here he charges through here. How much of the final turn of Le Mans corner does he take? Perhaps could have taken a little bit more. Those track limits are a little lenient. You got to just know how to ride those curbs towards the end. Fabulous sector 6 out there, but then that fastest sector was taken immediately away. So 5 minutes now on the board. It looks like he might be able to just shave off a little bit of that time. He comes across the line, 2:25.9. Not too bad at all. Craig Ream loses all of those purple sectors by the end of it. He goes second, though, with the 2:26.1. He's just a couple tenths off of Kevin out there. Brian Lemke into third, followed by Kenny Teal, only good enough for a 2:26.7 during this qualifying session. Richard Swindell squeaking into fifth ahead of Andrew Durkis. Chad joins us in seventh. Russell is followed by Dan and Paul Langer in the top 10. Still figuring out a couple paints out there. Mark Bray getting on the gas early, going very, very wide out there. Michael Johnson is going to lead the older class out there with a 2:33.2. Mark Bray across the line in 7th position, and then Benjamin Syke gets into the top 5. Andre is on his out lap. It's going to be tight. It'll be interesting to see. I think Kevin Sandiego will make, oh, he's got 2 purple sectors out there already on this lap. It will be interesting to see if anybody else is going to get that 3rd hot lap in. So I know some people crossed the line right after Kevin did. Not running too much faster. Craig Ream having an off track out there. That's going to spoil this one for him. Russell still in the top 10. Frank Sims gets himself up to 7th with a 2:28.3. Here comes Russell. He's got 3, make that 4 personal best sectors. He's going to jump right up to 4th. Brian Lemke joins him in 3rd place. That was a 2:26.6 from Russell there. Great, great lap. Meanwhile, Russell Elizondo on his first hot lap out there. Dan Fendick hopping up to 12th, and then Richard Swindells is up to 6th. Andrew Durkis unable to go any faster. Chad is back up into the top 10. Russell just about to complete his first hot lap here. It puts him back in 13th place. And unfortunately, he won't even have time to, he will not have time to complete his final lap. And Kevin Sandiego going down to a 2:25.7 with his 2nd attempt, which is far and away of Craig Ream in 2nd. Andre, one of your championship contenders, coming around to set his only hot lap here, sprinting towards the line. It's good enough to get him onto the 2nd row. It's a 2:26.5 coming out of nowhere, and that's going to do him wonders. Last race got knocked out early, making a not an audacious, but an experimental move, and right to the line. Roman Bykov has 2 seconds to come across it. He fails and does not get there in time. That is, actually he does. He's going to jump right up to 3rd place there. Wow. Okay. That was ridiculous. I swear he didn't get there, but he did get there. And he jumps just ahead of Andre Garcia. Any more time at all, and that would have been a no-go for him. We're going to have a full pace lap out here because I love that. That's why. But row 2, Roman Bykov and Andre Garcia. Just crazy stuff out there. We got Kevin Sandiego, pole position. You guessed it. Craig Ream lining up next to him. Roman Bykov and Andre Garcia with the fireworks at the end of qualifying. Brian Lemke is going to line up next to Russell McGuire. Kenny Teal actually down in 7th after that. Fastest in practice, Richard Swindells, another points leader out there down in 8th. Benjamin Syke lining up next to Frank Sims, who's in 10th. Chad Snowski. We're going to go with that. Mark Bray lined up next to him down on row 6. Andrew Turkis is next to Dan Fendick, Russell Elizondo, Paul Langer, Robbie Campbell, Kelly Greenhow, hopefully. Josh Olson, Kent Kruger, hopefully. Brandon Bachman, Peter Ransom. Down for the old class, we got Michael Johnson, Donovan Smith, and Elliot Gorberg, I believe your points leader by a couple hundred. Anyways, a quick peek back at the track temp real quick. 79 degrees, 9 miles per hour wind out there. 20 seconds to go before we start rolling. If you've been meaning to let off some steam, now is your moment. You can smash that thumbs down button so hard you can unsubscribe like 10 times. Make sure you hit that bell an even number of times so that you never know when we have green light out here. Kevin Sandiego is going to follow that pace car for an entire long lap. This will be like a 5-minute pace lap, it'll feel like anyways. I do like the white wheels though. You know what I noticed today? Alpha Tauri with their white wheels. It looks so good. I guess we'll have the wheel covers next year. Who knows? More advertising space. You know what that is? More ad space, baby. But geez, I know, like, I wanted Lewis to win and Max to come in second, just so it, like, goes down to the wire. But I don't know. I also feel like Lewis is going to run away with it now. Like, Max has just lost all this speed. Come around the hairpin, just about halfway done with this lap, kinda. Nearly, maybe, sorta. And after what has felt like an eternity of a pace lap, we are finally coming down the back straight to get this party going. Roman, very interested in getting this party going. He's right on the bumper was of Kevin Sandiego. He does not want to be left in the dust, as there's a swarm of a pack around him. Around Sunset Corner they come. All eyes on Kevin Sandiego. And they're off here for our first race at Sebring. And 3 wide, that's Andre Garcia, Craig Green, and just about 4 wide as Roman Bykoff makes it 4 wide, and everybody spreads out. That's Roman to the inside of T1. Oh, crazy driving out there. Nice wide track, making it accessible to everybody. And there comes Roman down into second place ahead of Craig Green. And 2 by 2, everybody's keeping it together. Gonna hop over the curbs, and I love it already. No big accidents. And around Big Bend they come, which is so important to make it around there out of that first sector in one piece. Here we come down to the hairpin for the first time. Kent just squeaking by there. Dan Fendick falling down places. Richard sending it to the inside. Trying to keep that spot, but Benjamin's going to sling it around and have all that speed out there. Josh Olson getting a little interested in the back of that battle between Dane and Ken. He's looking for a way past. He's trying to go to the inside. There's not going to be any speed there for him. Kevin Sandiego now under pressure from Roman Bykoff up top. And Roman is feeling that car in the middle sectors and has some good speed out there. You saw just a little bit more of that curb he's willing to take in that final Le Mans turn coming onto these straights here. And he's getting a great slipstream, and he's going to go for the lead on lap 1 here. Oh, and he goes so wide, he might try for the cutback here, but I don't think it's going to happen. And we come around for our first full lap. Andre Garcia with a problem, it looks like, back there. He's dropped down to 8th place from 4th on the grid. Craig Green's hanging on, marshaling these guys around the track, waiting for something to pop off. And a little bit of bumper bashing going on there. Trying to go around the outside of Big Bend here. He's got to watch it. Frank is going to defend the inside. He sees him. Or he's going to come back over on the track as far as he can. Roman Bykoff into the lead. Excuse me. As Kevin is starting to fight back though, and Craig's starting to get interested. Craig just needs to hold off for a moment and let Roman keep fighting this, or else Roman's going to make, a mistake there that will keep them from staying with him. And Kevin's going to get away from them. Andre keeping that spot around the outside. Robbie Campbell up 8 positions already from the podium last week. Kelly's up 6. And here the draft war is already starting. Something happening to Roman Bykoff back there, maybe getting a corner cut or something like that, having to bleed off some time. So Craig Green is promoted to 2nd place. Roman drops all the way down to 3rd as Russell McGuire waits his turn. It looks like Robbie Campbell also got some sort of slow down penalty back there. He wants to stay ahead of Ken Kruger, who's coming up through the back. And Mark Gray with a bad start, down 5 spots, trying to fight back through the field. Kevin Sandiego finally enjoying a 1.1 second lead as we start lap 3 here. Greg Green up to second, unable to stay with him as Roman goes off track. In the background there, and so does Benjamin Syke. You can see that's what I was so worried about in that first sector on lap 1. Everybody made through that time though. This time, now that we're a little bit more spread out, some mistakes happening through there as people start to push and battle through the field. Side by side coming down to the braking zone. Richard Swindell starting to look a little rough, and Andre Garcia needs to fight back through the field. Donovan Smith staying on the back of Michael Johnson. And they're fighting hard for spots in these little packs. He sends it to the inside. Ken sends it to the inside. He rides the inside bump. And taking that bumpy inside and catch you out. A little bit of oversteer sometimes. Andre Garcia trying to send it through on Richard Swindell's. As Frank Sims got by. Oh, and Frank Sims has gone off. He's in the grass. And he waits for everybody to go by like a good sport. Richard and Andre still battling it out. Andre, one of your championship contenders, really sticking it out there. There's Kelly Greenhoe as well. For the time being, Andre still has 2 spots. Oh, Russell McGuire off track ahead. Look out, as here comes the pack behind him. That 9-second little gap that they had created from fighting, now all gone. As Russell is just ahead of them and could very well be swept into this pack very quickly. But Andre now falling down, and he's just ahead of Robbie Campbell, his championship rival. After a poor hairpin. And now Kelly's trying to get by Richard, and I think he's going to do it here coming on to Le Mans, as long as he can have a decent exit out there. Richard early on the brakes there. Takes to the inside and he hits Kent. And they all go spinning around. Andre in the accident as well. Oh, and Ken Kruger gets big punted there as we have a huge accident in T1. Oh, somebody needs to turn Ken's turtled car back over. Oh, what a bummer it was. Paul Langer, Richard Swindells, everyone caught up in that just for a moment there. That's Richard Swindells trying to take it to the inside, just sort of lost it a little bit, turned everybody around. Let's go on board with Richard because I think I thought he braked early. I was just saying that I thought he braked so early. You could see Kent just go around the outside. I thought he just sort of drifted. Kent might have thought he was clean, and then it all came through. That's Kent on the inside. And through the smoke, he gets big time booted, I think, by Benjamin Syke, maybe. See where Robbie Campbell goes. Robbie Campbell into the back. Oh, he gets turned around by the flipping Kent Kruger behind him. And he has to go off track. Paul Langer, the other car involved, I think that's the guy who, yep, that's him who comes through and hits Kent Kruger through the smoke. Oh, and it doesn't end well for him either. Going back live, what a bummer as we had some real nice racing happening there. Russell Elizondo, unfortunately back in the pack of 2010 models. Getting a little overwhelmed there. And Andre Garcia's Miata is mint if you squint. Oh my goodness. A little bit of bump drafting almost out there from Josh Olson. What a bummer that was to break up some of those packs that were racing together. It's times like these when the commentator needs a yellow flag to be able to throw. Let's hear your gaps between racers. The three older Miatas are still together racing. We're having a grand old time out there. Kenny Teal fighting Brian Lemke for fourth. Up top, Kevin San Diego still maintaining a 3-second lead over Craig Cream. Roman Bykoff managing to get back up into the podium. Only 1.4 off of Craig. Looks like Russell actually gave that one up a little bit earlier. Maybe he just knew he had to brake a little bit sooner. Track is so wide. Andre Garcia enters the track in the midst of the older class. He gets by them. Kenny Teal and Brian Lemke still battling. Roman has now caught Craig, and they are starting to battle as Craig's losing a little bit of time on Kevin ahead. The teacher is turned around at sunset. What a move it was. Very ambitious. He's not that far off those guys. He might be able to catch back up. Andre Garcia up to 15th place after that catastrophe that he drove through. Ken Kruger's back on the track, as is Paul Langer. Robbie Campbell back down in 17th place. This is not his greatest result, although it's not Andre's either, as they both picked up major damage. The only difference was Andre was able to drive it back to the pits instead of take the tow, which might have saved him a little bit of time. Sees him in 14th versus 17th. But it'll probably still go down as one of their worst results of the season. Andrew Durkis was also involved in that, but he's having to get back through the field. Here's Roman Bykov, who's just gotten by Craig Ream for second place down the pit straight. Chad going very wide there, almost into the grass. Sorry, that's Josh Olson on the inside here. Kenny just putting on such a great defense here against Kelly, who clearly has some speed. And I think he might just have him here this time coming down to the hairpin. He's going to have to go very, very wide, which will open the door back up for Kenny to keep defending to the inside here. And you can see Brian Lemke and Russell McGuire not really even interested in getting involved, which makes me think that Kelly just has that just a little bit more speed than the draft out there, and he finally pulls ahead of Kenny for the time being. Kevin Sandiego. His lead coming down slightly since Roman decided to get past Craig. I don't know if it's enough or anything for him to challenge for the lead, but any mistake up there will most certainly put Roman in the draft and light a fire under him. Kelly is going to lead this group in fourth now from Kenny Teal, Brian Lemke, and Russell McGuire a little bit further back. We've been seeing this battle between Josh Olson and Chad Sosnowski. Mark Bray staying in the top 10, just ahead of Richard Swindells. Kelly Greenhoe, second place last week, most positions gained with 14. Josh Olson here having a great race as well, 11 spots gained. Poor Frank Sims started in 10th, down 10 spots, and actually retired from the race. So we saw him pull to the side of the track. about to say Kenny was getting a bad exit there, but Brian had nearly an equally poor exit, but still just might get this move done into Sunset. Kenny carrying that speed around the outside, trying to anyways. I think he's going to have to tuck in behind in just a second. He is clawing his way back. He does not want to give up that spot. He's put on a fantastic defensive display today. And he might just hold on to this one, as Brian has to pull out of that move again. Andrew Durkis stealing that one back from Robbie Campbell, your championship leaders. Saying nah. These two have hardly had a half a second between them for a couple laps here. Roman now coming under some pressure late on after he smoked those tires. And Craig seems to have a little bit of pace out there. Kevin San Diego now 5.2 down the road. Maybe got a little caught up with some traffic there for a moment, but able to continue. Robbie back to the inside of T1. And Andrew just making that as wide as possible. A bunch of speed in there. Not late enough on the brakes though. He's going to have to file in behind. And we're just about to our final 5 race minutes out here. Sorry about that. Just about to our final 5 race minutes. A few battles still going on track. We're watching this one between Craig Ream and Roman Bykoff. Kenny Teal still has Brian Lemke for company, as Kelly's been able to get 2.4 down the road. Chad and Josh have been talking between their roll cages to each other pretty much the entire race. Andrew Durkis and Robbie Campbell still duking it out for 15th spot. Russell is still involved in this, although I was about to say it seems like he's making small mistakes and struggling to hold on, although I'm sure they're burning time themselves fighting. Craig using that little bit of extra pace that we had talked about to get second place back. He's riding the curbs. He's pretty much getting barreled. That's the auto term of getting barreled in a wave right there. Right in the wave. And he's getting caught down the back straight. He's going to take to the inside of Sunset, which hasn't really seemed to be the way to go unless you brake just super late and you just swallow up the whole corner. That's the way to do it. This guy He's going to sling it to the outside and defend again through T1. Except Roman just keeps pushing him. We've got 3 minutes to race. We're going to have 2 more race laps out here. And back behind it, looks like Brian Lemke has managed to get through on Kenny Teal. Now drag racing back down to T1. That's how they're going to sit for the moment. Andre closing on Richard ahead. Richard still looking awfully pretty. Not banged up one bit. And that quick repair for Andre. Maybe working wonders for that top speed. And now maybe a little bit of gamesmanship, just seeing who wants to play leapfrog on the final lap to get that run. And no, it's not as powerful as it is maybe at some places like Indy. Race the Indianapolis road course, because I remember we had one weekend and we had in the same week 2 of the races photo finishes, drag races to the line. Minute and a half to go. Kevin Sandiego coming through the final sector onto the back straight now. There you go, Roman. Go get him. That's a true backseat driver fashion. Tell him where to go. Give him a bump. Oh, it is so tight in there. I was about to say I thought Roman was going to come in and hit him at the beginning of sunset. And way to go, Craig Ream, to hold on to that at the end. And Craig holds on for this lap at least. And 2 by 2, here they come down the straight. And oh, they switched around again. Chad and Josh doing the same thing in the background, you'll see. As Josh wins that one. Coming down to the hairpin for the final time. Let's keep an eye on all those battles that are going on. You can see them going on and the orange numbers on the screen. Oh, and Roman outbraking Craig. What a move that was! As he just somehow got the speed out of the hairpin and made it happen into the following braking zone. Now Craig Ream half a second back. He's got some time to make up here if he wants to make a charge down the back straight. Craig perhaps with the better corner, but he's just too far behind to make anything happen of it. Here's Brian Lemke trying to get to the inside of Kenny Teal. And all the way over to the inside, Kenny pulls. to cut off that draft. And Kenny's going to break real late to the inside. Let's see if Brian's got a move. He doesn't necessarily. You need to take it a little bit wider to get that cutback on further back. Chad trying to make a move to the inside on the very last lap. It looks like he's pulled it off, and Josh has just lost out at the very last moment, getting pushed across the line. And that'll do it. Robbie Campbell has Russell Elizondo just ahead of him. Through the final sectors, onto the back straight we go. Looks like Robbie's just gonna pull out, just by a tenth above Robbie, or above Russell, excuse me. And Andrew Durkis finishing in the background there in 16th. So Robbie picking up one more as Andre's gonna finish in 10th this race. Here are your podium winners. There is Andre skidding all over the road. And what a race it was. Congratulations, Kevin Sandiego, Roman Bykoff, and Craig Ream. Let's pull up those race results for you here in a sec as everybody finishes coming across the line. Go. Kevin Sandiego from pole to the win out there. Roman Bykoff here finishing in second place with a last lap pass. Craig Ream out there in third. Kelly Greenhoe finished fourth, followed by Kenny Teal, Brian Lemke, Russell McGuire, Chad Sinowski, Josh Olson, and Andre Garcia climbing back up to the top 10. Richard Swindells was followed by Mark Bray, Dan Fendick, Robbie Campbell, Russell Elizondo, Andrew Durkis, Paulo Langer, Benjamin Syke. Oh, that's the wrong button. I didn't mean to press that one. Let's press this button. Voila. Ken Kruger was the last car to finish as everyone else was retirements. Let's take a quick peek over at the updated championship standings. Is anybody doing donuts out there? They're taking their podium pictures. Oh, excuse me, didn't go down those. The old class, I always forget to do that, I feel. Donovan Smith was your winner as you decided to tip Michael around. Elliot Gorberg came in second. Michael Johnson is not welcome to this class. This town ain't big enough for the three of us, Michael. You have to leave. For the new and fast championship, anyways, Andre Garcia just barely getting ahead of Robbie Campbell out there. Kelly Greenhoe doing well to get up into third. Richard Swindells dropping down to fourth. Other big changes out there. Craig Ream with that podium finish up to 17th place. Not much else going on. Anyways, unfortunately, please do not join us on Tuesday of this week because I have Thanksgiving plans and I will not be around, so we are going to do some more replay files again in the following week, but it's going to be a couple week, probably a full week off, which stinks because it's the final week But hope you guys can wait for them, and it'll give you something to do on the off season too. Is watch the vids. But happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We will see you next time at Daytona. Take it easy.